everybody, and welcome to your full body strength training workout today. My name is Erin and I'm so glad that you can join. So you've probably made it here by reading my guide in terms of how to hack your metabolism in your 50s. And you know that one of the main things that I have in there in order to really rev up your metabolism is to do resistance training alongside eating smart. So today I'm going to lead you through a strength training workout that's going to basically tear down the muscle, and then as you rest, the muscle repairs itself, and it repairs itself stronger and bigger. And when I say bigger, I don't mean that you're going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I know for a lot of women, we're really scared of lifting because we don't want to get bulky and look like a man, but that's not going to happen with this type of exercise. You really have to have a different type of plan in place in order to really get to that point. This is simply exercises that you can do to really strengthen the muscles and build that lean muscle mass. The more muscle we have, the better we are at having a really efficient metabolism and burning fat. All right, we want to be able to have an efficient metabolism even when we're sitting at rest. Okay, in our 50s, we start to lose that metabolism burn. It really starts to slow down. So we need to fire that up. And the ways that we can do that, one of the main ways is to strength train. So let's jump into our workout. Today I've got a workout for you that's going to consist of 4 different sets. Each set has 3 exercises. And we're going to perform those exercises in a tri-set, back to back on each exercise. All of these sets all incorporate exercises for the lower body to build our quads, our hamstrings, our glutes, as well as exercises for the upper body, for the back, the chest, the shoulders, the bis and tris, and as well as exercises for the core, all right? So we're going to work on the core as well throughout the abdominals and low back. All right, so I'm going to meet you on the mat and we're going to do a workout together. One more thing before we start. Please remember that as you work out, you need to listen to your body. All right, you need to know what you can and can't do. I will show you options for things, so please be mindful of those options. Please take care of yourself and please work out safely. Okay, so welcome to your full body workout. So we're going to start with a tri-set. We're going to put together some different body parts so that we can work through our sets a little bit more quickly as we go from exercise to exercise. So our first tri-set is going to be a dumbbell squat followed by a bent over row and then a plank drag for the core. So we're going to start with our dumbbell squat. So we're going to take our stance a little wider than the hips, all right? You can hang on to a dumbbell. If you've got strength bands, you can use those as well. Or maybe you're just doing this without any weight, and that's perfectly fine too. So the motion is going to be a bend through the hip first as we hip hinge, push the hips back, bend the knees and squat. And then we come to stand. So I'm going to grab some weight for that one and we're going to go through it with 12 repetitions. So I'm going to safely pick up my weight. I'm going to use one dumbbell. So for reference, I'm using a 20. I'm going to go ahead and start by hip hinging through the hips, keeping my chest lifted. Let's go ahead for 12 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pressing through the heels as I come to stand. 6, 7. Squeezing the butt. 8, 9. Keeping the weight close to my chest. 10. Last 2. Last 1. Good. I'm going to safely put that weight down. And then I'm going to come over. I'm going to grab 2 15s for this one. And I'm going to work into my bent over row. So I'm going to stand with the feet underneath the hips. I'm going to hip hinge forward. I'm going to keep the back nice and flat. And then I'm going to draw the hands, palms facing in, up towards the hips. All right, we're gonna do 12 reps of that as well. Here we go. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, driving the elbows back, 7, 6, 5, 4, hold the core tight, 2, and 1. All right, come to stand. We're gonna place those weights out of the way, and I'm going to grab one of my 15s for my plank drag. So I'm gonna place the weight off to the side. I'm gonna come on to my hands and my toes. You can also do this from the knees, keeping my weight, my shoulders over top of my wrists. I'm gonna reach across with my right hand to grab the weight on the left side and drag it across the body. All right, we're doing that 12 times. That's 1, 2, 3, keeping the hips down, 4, and keeping them level, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, that's one time through. You're gonna repeat that one more time, all right? Taking it to your squat, followed by your rows, followed by your plank drag. 12 times each. You can do it another 1 time or another 2 for a total of 3 times through. All right, let's see how fast you can get through it. Let's go. Okay, so we're into our second tricep for our full body workout. So as you noticed in the first tricep, we did a lower body, an upper body, and a core exercise. So we're gonna follow that same format in our second tricep. So our second tricep consists of a bent leg deadlift. We're gonna do a push-up, and we're gonna do some bicycles for the core. All right, so I'm gonna start with my deadlift. So with my deadlift, I'm gonna have a slight bend in the knees. I'm gonna hold on to some weights, and again, you don't need to, but we're showing weights in this workout today. So with the weights, I'm gonna face the palms in. I'm gonna, again, hip hinge first. So I'm gonna start to bend and hip hinge from the hips. As I send the hips back, keeping the chest lifted, I'm gonna keep my gaze down towards the floor. A little tuck of the chin as I slide the weights down the shins as though I'm shaving the legs. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and squeeze using the hamstrings and the glutes to pull myself up to standing again. I'm gonna squeeze the glutes at the top and try not to push the hips forward. I'm gonna go ahead and do that for 12 repetitions. So again, safely picking up my weights from the floor. Feet are about hip distance apart. For reference, I'm using 20s for my deadlifts. So shoulders roll back and down, little bend in the knees. Here we go. For 12, 11, 10, 9, using the legs, 8, not the low back, 7, keeping the back flat, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, come to stand. Good, let's take the weights out of the way, and we're gonna go ahead and do a push-up. So your push-up, you're gonna come down onto all fours. We've got a couple variations here. You could start in a box style if you are just starting with push-ups and need a little less leverage here. And again, hands about just outside the shoulders. You can start here with your push-up as you lower the chest to the floor and then push the floor away to lift up. You can make it a little longer as you walk the knees back behind the hips into a kneeling push-up. From here, again, elbows bend out slightly to the side and back as you lower the chest in line with the elbows. Or make it a little bit more challenging, coming up onto the toes, drawing the hips down, so we don't want the butt sticking up in the air, and working from this level. So I'm going to do it from the toes. We're going to do 12 repetitions, dropping to the knees when you need to. Here we go. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, looking forward slightly, 7, 6, 5, I'm going to drop to the knees, 4, 3, 2, push the floor away, 1. All right, let's flip it over onto our backs. We're going to do some bicycles for the abs. So we're going to come on down onto our back, draw our knees over the hips, fingertips behind the head. We are going to concentrate on bringing one shoulder over towards the opposite knee as we extend the opposite leg. So from side to side, try to aim the shoulder for the knee rather than just the elbows moving, all right, to really activate through those obliques. So here we go, 12 total. All right, so one side counts for 1 each time. Here we go, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, so there you have it, your second set. So go ahead, you can again, your choice to do that another time through or perhaps 2 times through for a total of 3 sets. Okay, we're on to tri-set number 3. Following the same format, we're going to work lower body, upper body, and core. So going through this with you, first time through, we are going to do a static lunge with a unilateral overhead 1-arm press, followed by bicep 21s, and then we're going to hit the deck for some plank rotations. So we're going to start with the static lunge. So without the weight first, this is what it looks like. We are going to step back with one leg. We are going to extend the arm of the leg that's forward out to the side for balance. And we're going to bring a weight up to the shoulder. We're going to drop our back knee and just hold it hovering above the floor as we begin to use a neutral grip overhead press. As we do this, you'll notice you'll start to come up. See if you can sink down, hold that knee just above the floor so that you hold that static squat. All right, we're going to do this together again. So I, for reference, have 12s for this one. I'm going to work it on the opposite side this time, as I just showed you. So I'm going to bring the weight up to my shoulder, same arm as the leg that's back. I'm going to drop that knee and hover it above the floor. Extend my other arm out for balance. Hold those abdominals in, and let's go for 12. 12, 11, 10, neutral grip, palm faced in, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good, come to stand. Switch it over to the other side. Stepping the opposite leg back. Bring that weight up to the shoulder, drop the back knee, arm out for balance. Here we go. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. You can do it. Good, come to stand. Excellent. Moving into bicep 21s. All right, we are going to grab 2 dumbbells or a barbell if you have one. We're going to stand with the feet underneath the hips. We're going to have a soft bend in the knees. We're going to squeeze the glutes. We're going to start with the palms facing up. we are going to curl up halfway 7 times. From there, we're going to do 7 times from the top halfway down. Then we're going to finish the last 7 full range of motion. All right, are you ready? Let's go ahead and pick up those weights. All right, weights in hand. Little bend in the knees. We're going to keep those elbows close to the waist, so no daylight between those arms and the hips. Here we go. Halfway up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it all the way to the top, halfway down. 7, 6, 5, 4, no rocking. 3, drop the weights if you start to rock. 2, 1, all the way to the ground or all the way to the legs and full all the way to the top. Full range of motion. 7, 6, 5, it's getting tough. 4, come on, you can grind it out. 3, 2, tuck that bum under, squeeze the bum. And last one. Good work. Release your weights down. And we're going to come on over onto the mat. We're going to hit the deck again for our plank rotations on the forearms. We are going to come down. We're going to place the left forearm onto the mat. And then we're going to turn onto our left side. We're going to stagger the feet, all right, in this side plank variation. From here, we can reach the right arm up, and then we begin by taking the right forearm down, coming through into our plank as we switch to the other side. Rotate the heels to the other side of the mat, press into the right forearm, and lift up to the opposite side. So we're just going to rotate from side to side, and we're going to do that 12 times. All right? So making your way down, we'll all start with the left forearm on the mat. Lift that left hip away from the mat. Reach the right arm up. Here we go. Reach the right forearm down. Open to the left. There's 1. Back over. 2. 3. You may find that you're kind of walking the feet a little bit. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, 10. Last 2. Last 1. And release down onto the knees. All right, make your way back up slowly to the top. You're going to repeat that 1 or 2 more times, starting with that static lunge with the 1 arm press, followed by your push-up. Followed by your bicep curls, the 21s, then followed by your plank forearm twists. All right, go for it. You can do it. Okay, we are now in our 4th and final tri-set of our workout today, full body workout. So we are going to start with a lateral lunge from side to side, 12 reps, counts 1 for 1. We're then going to move into an overhead tricep extension, and then we'll take it to the floor for some flutter kicks. So this is what our lateral lunge is going to look like. We are going to stand with the feet just underneath the hips. You can hold weights. You don't need to. It's up to you. We're going to take a big step out to the right on a diagonal. I'm going to point that right toe a little bit more towards the diagonal of the room, okay, the right corner of the room, say. As I bend into that front knee, I'm also going to take my torso, my upper body, and I'm going to lean it over top of the right leg, of that front leg. I'm going to keep the back leg as straight as possible with the heel down. So I'm going to put the weight in that right leg, and then I'm going to press with the right leg and come back to stand. And then I'm going to switch sides, working on the other side. Again, a little bit of a diagonal, a little lean over that front leg, spine stays nice and long, and then come back up to stand. I'm going to use some weight, so I'm going to pick up my 12s. All right. Here we go. We're going to start to the right. As I step right, I lean, drop the weights down on either side of the leg, press back to stand. Lean to the left, press back to stand. There's 2. 3, 4, 5. You should be feeling it in that front leg. 6, halfway there. 7, 8, 9, 10. Last 2. Keep breathing. And you're done. All right, we're going to place those weights down. I'm going to go ahead and grab my 20 for this tricep overhead extension. So with this, I am going to make sure, again, I have some nice soft knees. I'm going to squeeze my glutes. I'm going to bring the weight overhead. I'm going to drop the weight down towards my neck as low as I can, and then press it straight back up to really hit those triceps. All right, so I'm going to grab the weight by one end. Again, you could probably do this if you have a straight bar, or maybe you're just using a soup can, okay? Whatever you need to do. I'm going to do it from the side so you can see me. I'm going to take the weight, and I'm going to start overhead. Here we go. Drop the weight back towards the neck. Go ahead and extend the elbows. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, try to get full range of motion if you can. 3, it's getting heavy. 2, and 1. Bring the weight down and set it off to the side. Let's hit the deck. We're going to do our flutter kicks and finish this off. So we're going to make our way down onto our back. Our flutter kicks are just going to be a flutter of the legs up and down. And you've got a couple of options here. The main thing to really focus on in this exercise is keeping the low back pressed down in towards the mat. If your back starts to excessively arch, then you need to adjust the degree of the legs, okay? You need to keep the legs more towards or over top of the hips. If you have the strength and can keep that low back pressed into the mat by driving the navel into the spine, then you can go ahead and maybe lower the legs a little lower towards the ground, okay? So we can start here with the hands by our sides, or maybe you go ahead and just take the hands underneath the hips. Gives you a little bit more leverage. I like to roll the shoulders and the head off the mat here. It's up to you whether or not you want to leave them on the mat. You can choose. So your flutter kick may look like this. All right, your flutter kick may look a little lower, halfway, or maybe it's hovering off the floor. Again, as long as you can keep your back into the mat, then you can go ahead and lower the legs. If it stays pressed down into the mat, then you're good. All right, we are doing 24 of these. These are 2-for-1s to finish off. So when you're ready, pick where the legs are going, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring those knees in towards the chest and go ahead, roll yourself up. All right, you have one more time through this tricep, or if you're doing twice through, go ahead. You can do it. Please stay consistent with what you've done in the other triceps as you've moved through this. So either 1 or 2 times through. All right, you can work your way up gradually. Start with 1 set of everything all the way through. Then maybe after a couple of weeks, you can add 2 sets, so twice through on everything. And then you can gradually add 3. You can also up the intensity of your training and your lifting by just adding more weight or more repetitions. You know, we did 12 repetitions today. Maybe you might want to try adding 15. All right, so you can change the intensity of your program and your exercises just by changing those variables, all right, in terms of repetitions or sets or weight. So I hope you enjoyed this. Go ahead, crank this out one more time at least, or maybe 2, it's up to you. And I hope that you enjoyed what you did today. I hope that you feel better, you feel stronger, and you are working towards that health journey that you are on. Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.